All right, we were having technical difficulties, so let's see. Is we back on once again? It's on. So, okay. So, with that being said, I wanted to make this video in regards to what was going on with Snoop and Nelly performing at Donald Trump's inauguration. Well, it was a inauguration ball. Now, the funny thing is, Trump didn't even show up, and Snoop Dogg and Nelly have been getting ripped to shreds due to the fact that they decided to perform. Now, Malcolm X said so many years ago, and he cleverly said that black people should not put emphasis and look up to and look into, you know, celebrities trying to help them. Because at the end of the day, celebrities answer to people, and we all know that. And primarily they answer to people who live two type of lifestyles, or at least one of the two. They either are part of the community, that rhymes with flu, or they're part of the Skittles community. Some or both. So they pretty much run Hollywood, and they are the shot callers. And basically you have to jump through their hoops and do their bidding to a certain degree if you want to remain relevant as far as um, TV and film and even sports. But my thing is with this, at the end of the day, Nelly and Snoop Dogg are entertainers. Now, Nelly's explanation was like, "Hey, I never endorsed a person for a president." Snoop Dogg, keep in mind, was the same guy many moons ago when Trump got elected the first time, and basically he called out anybody that performed or affiliated with Donald Trump, a jigaboo and a coon and all that kind of stuff. So Snoop is eating his words, and people are reminding him of that. Now, my thing is he needs to apologize to Chrisette Michelle, who basically career was ruined by this. At the end of the day, you're a celebrity and you're paid to do a job. You know, I think as far as your culture go, and you want to be supportive of your culture, that's fine. But when it pertains to politics, you should stay out of that. One thing about me, I don't talk politics primarily on my channel. I didn't endorse any political candidate. But the thing that's bothering me and getting on my nerve is people still trying to question your blackness when it pertains to, the Democratic Party. A lot of people have jumped off the Democratic slave ship because they felt like they were getting nothing but lip service and a gigantic nothing burger with extra nothing sauce on it. Because the Democrats have been telling us that they are our allies, they are our friends, but yet they've done nothing for us. They have prioritized every other group. Well, I'm just keeping it 100. The Demi Dummies have prioritized every other group and compartmentalized every other ethnic group except black people. Everybody has got pushed ahead of us. But at the same time, our vote is the most relevant to them winning elections, but then we get the least did for us. And it started with Obama. You know, it started with him. But actually it didn't. But we just saw over the years, like, dang, why we keep voting Democrat? Why do we have this blind loyalty to a party that doesn't have any loyalty to us? Everybody keep talking about Donald Trump's racism, but then when you point out Joe Biden's history of racism, keep in mind one of his role models was a known Klan member. Joe Biden said he didn't want his school to have black people in there along with his kids. That's why he earned the name Jim Crow Joe. So people trying to play these political games. Like, if it was me, like I tell you, vote if you want to, but if you don't want to vote, don't vote. And I don't want to hear this stuff about our ancestors dies to where we can be able to vote and get nothing. They basically died for nothing because we vote and we get nothing. We continue to get nothing. We've never been given anything. They just come to the hood, or they come wherever they think is a bunch of niggas at, and they say, hey, vote Democrat because, well, you shouldn't vote Republican. They don't give you no explanation. Like I said before, I understand where Nelly was coming from. He had a job to do and he needed to look at it as a job. What got Snoop in trouble was him talking all this stuff and calling everybody Uncle Toms and all this stuff. Now, do I believe you can have a change of opinion? Can you change your mind? Yeah, absolutely. But I think Snoop Dogg was just pandering because it was the thing to say Donald Trump was a white supremacist. It was the thing, it was the it thing to do. And then basically, um, the wool got pulled over Snoop's eyes, like a lot of other people, and they saw it up close and personal when the Biden administration got into office. Keep in mind, everybody keep talking about Trump taking away food stamp, taking away jobs and all this kind of stuff. Well, Joe Biden took away millions of jobs when they violated people's civil liberties, when they told you that you had to take that shot or you can lose your job or you won't be allowed into a movie theater or a sporting event. Make that make sense. See, that's the thing. Them and dummies and their supporters try to rationalize everything. Oh, they were just looking out for people. They were trying to save lives. Well, to a certain degree, they didn't really save lives because now all of a sudden they're acting as if, what happened 5 years ago wasn't as bad as they made it out to be. And now they're retracting what they said about taking that damn shot. So, okay. Yeah, people just don't want to hear the truth. Just like you got that big girl sitting up there trying to sue Lyft because she couldn't fit in that car or the driver didn't feel comfortable putting her in the car because whoever the driver was felt that the person was too big. But at the end of the day, they want to say they being discriminated against. You have the right to refuse service if you think somebody is a health threat or basically a mechanical threat to your car. Because at the end of the day, that girl weighed every bit of 400 pounds, and you have to have her sitting in one spot of your car. Now, no telling how far you have to drive with her. It's like having, a gigantic. It's like having a gigantic boulder in your car, and then she's saying she was discriminated against, but she could do something about it. And then you have her lawyer trying to compare what's going on with her, saying, "Well, picture yourself being in a situation where you're not being allowed to get in the car because you're black and all that kind of stuff." Well, that's totally different. See, here's the thing: you cannot help being black, but you can help being that unhealthy. That's just real talk. Have to tell the truth. But that's the point that I'm trying to make. Now, getting back to political status and all that kind of stuff. I think athletes, I'm gonna say this again, and celebrities and other forms of famous people should stay out of that. They should not tell you who to vote for. They should just tell you to go vote. But the question is still have people sitting up here trying to make it look like you some kind of coon if you didn't vote for Kamala Harris. And Kamala Harris, whether she wants to try to pretend or not, she did a lot of the stuff that she was accused of doing. She tried to basically social media scrub her past, but it could be found because people had the information from the last go around. Now the funny thing is, all y'all niggas sitting up here saying Trump is a racist, Trump is a racist, he's a white supremacist, he's a white supremacist. But didn't Kamala last year say that this country is not racist? You see the hypocrisy? You hear the hypocrisy? And this is the same person that said, "Oh, Joe Biden is a racist. He has a history of racism." But then he asked her to be the vice president, and she gladly accepts. I think she would have got more respect if she would have said, no, I'm just going to give it a second go around. Because I believe what I believe about you. Had she went that route, I think she might have would have bettered her chances, but she just turned around and just accepted his offer to become vice president. And I think to a certain degree it backfired on her, but she was not prepared. She was not prepared to be president. And you just have to say it. She basically bombed every like interview she had. She just basically bombed. She just wasn't prepared. Then, not to mention, she blew through $1 billion in campaign funds. And to this day, people still don't know where that money went. So, like I said before, I'm not taking up for Snoop Dogg, but at the same time, I'm not gonna go in on him. It's just one of them things. I'm just voicing my opinion. But Snoop shouldn't have did it. He shouldn't have. Well, here's the thing. I'm not gonna say he shouldn't have did it, but Snoop should have known that this was gonna get brought back up. He does look like a hypocrite. He does look like a paid man. Now, he said the event he was there for somebody named David Sachs, a longtime friend of his and a contributor to his football league. Nelly said, "Hey, it was an honor." He said, I did not endorse any political candidate. I should be able to perform there freely. But I'm not listening to these low eyebrow, low IQ niggas that's trying to define blackness by who you're voting for and what's your political stand. That is a ridiculous mentality and ideology to have pertaining to that, because at the end of the day, it's just politics. You vote every 4 years, especially as a black person. Doesn't matter who you elect. We all know they're not going to do jack shit for you, and they're gonna blatantly. I mean, they're gonna blatantly do it in your face, not inadvertently, vertly, intentionally. They're gonna do it. So my thing is, it's some people that owe Chrisette, Michelle, an apology. That's just real talk. But anyway, got to get some rest. But I'll be back later on with some more heat. This your boy Town, and for real, don't endorse no political party. Just tell people to vote or not vote. That's all.